All right, let's go out to Diane in Charlotte. Hey, Diane, what's happening?
Not a whole lot, John. I am really honored to get to speak to you today.
You too. It's an honor for me to talk to you. Thank you so much for calling and trusting me. So what's up?
There's been some issues within my marriage. I had a son as I came into this marriage. He was young at the time, under the age of 5. And I married my husband. Things were good, of course, in the beginning. I don't really know where it came in, but there was some trauma that started. I felt like some emotional abuse towards me and my son, but mainly my son. And so we've suffered through for about 10 years now. I love my husband. I'm walking beside him. We're separated, but I'm still walking beside him as he starts counseling and we try to move forward. The problem, though, is my son. He just seems to wallow in that resentment in how he's been done for the last few years. And I'm trying to get him into counseling. And I just wanted your thoughts on helping push him that way. Because obviously right now, I mean, he's 15 and he's, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, I totally get that. I don't blame him. Does he have a relationship with his birth dad?
He does. He does. It's not, I mean, it's good. The birth dad, he's an ex for a reason. I didn't feel like, I tried to surround my son with good, healthy men relationships because I didn't think or I didn't feel like his dad was going to be the father that I wanted for him anyway.
But also, I'm gonna be mean. Is that okay?
That's okay.
Okay. You surrounded him with healthy men, but you also kept him in an emotionally abusive step-parent situation for a decade.
Yes, sir.
So there's a mixed signal there, right?
I do.
And now
there's no manual.
No, there's not. So we're here now. But stepping back, we have to paint a picture of what this 15-year-old boy has been through. Where you say he's full of resentment? Is he resentful at you for leaving? Is he resentful for it taking so long? Is he resentful for this old man being so psychologically abusive to him? What's he resentful about?
I think he's resentful for it taking so long for me to make that step. There was another child brought in to the situation. We had a child together.
What took so long? What did take so long?
Just understanding what my position needed to be. I mean, I had a child that I was raising with him now, meaning my husband. And I don't know. It was hard. I had mixed signals coming from family. His family would say they could see, the differences he showed and the way he did, but yet they couldn't step up and say something because he's a man and, he's leading his household, I guess.
I just call bullcrap on that. They didn't say anything because they're cowards. That's the truth. None of this leading my household nonsense. That's just garbage. You can't. That's just excuse for generations. People let men just run over their families and their kids and their wives because of that kind of nonsense. That's cowardice. It's just pure cowardice. So let me give you a picture of what's in this 15-year-old kid's head, and I only know because I've met with a bajillion of them over the years. Okay. Dad left him. His birth dad left him. Whether these are facts or not, this is what's in this 15-year-old kid's head.
Mm-hmm.
Then another man came into his life who mom said she loved. And that guy did everything he could to isolate him and put him out on the side and treat him like garbage for a decade. And so in many ways, that another man left him too. But I want you to, I'm saying this to not shame you. I want you to try to get inside the head of the 15-year-old because it's going to play an important role in how we walk out of this thing. Okay?
Okay.
That 15-year-old has been putting puzzle pieces together for a long time, whether it's true or not. And the puzzle that your 15-year-old has put together is, Mom loved that abusive stepdad more than me.
Yeah.
She cared more about that and their new kid they had together than my safety and my well-being. And now she wants me to get better because I'm not okay? Nah, I'm not buying that. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what's in his mind right now. And more importantly, that's what's in his mind. That's what's in his body, pulsing through his veins, through his blood. And by the way, you're still sticking with this guy. And I'm not saying that's wrong, and I'm not saying loneliness is evil and economics issues. I get it, man. I get it. It's hard. I'm just trying to relay this picture through the eyes of a 15-year-old just who's trying to navigate his world and find out where do I fall and who is actually on my team. Does that make sense?
It does.
And then he gets a chore. Then he's looked at as you're the problem, 15-year-old. You're acting out. You're not paying attention in school. You need to go get these things. And he's like, dude, I'm just a kid. This world happened to me. Right?
Yeah.
Here's the path forward. Well, I just threw a lot at you. And maybe no one's put it that bluntly for you before. Tell me what you're feeling and what you're thinking. You can tell me I'm full of crap. That's not going to hurt my feeling.
No, I've been listening to you for quite a few years, or ever how long, and I felt like that's the things that you would say. But
you didn't even have to call.
I put myself with BetterHelp last year to try to navigate this separation, and got us into counseling last year. We've quit the marriage counseling. I actually quit BetterHelp and went with the counselor that we started with, and then he's picked up, my husband that is, picked up his own counselor.
Okay.
And we're trying to navigate, trying to figure out, how we move forward.
There cannot be any moving forward until that man comes to your 15-year-old son and takes a literal knee and says, I failed you. We could get into the psychological abuse. That sounds like a whole other phone call. But the way I talked to you, the way I isolated you, the way I drank too much around you, the way I talked to your mother, as a man that your mom brought into your life to model what masculinity looks like and what love looks like and what fatherhood looks like, I freaking failed you. And I'm sorry. And then you join him and say, I let this go on too long, and I'm your mom. And if one person on the planet had to have your best interest at heart, it was me.
Yes.
And I'm sorry. And everything's going to be different from this point forward. Absent that, you can do all the work you want. It's not going to compute in the mind of a 15-year-old boy that feels like every single person in his life who was supposed to care about him bailed on him. And any sort of growth and adjustment and therapy and all that, you can talk about it all day long. They're your ex or whoever you're married to, whatever your relationship status is with this guy. You can talk about it all day long. That's fine. It's not going to compute. It's about action. It's about what are you doing that's different. This young man has had every adult in his life let him down. He needs somebody to step up and say, I love you and I'm sorry. And this is what this is going to look like moving forward. And he's going to get some years to heal. And by the way, the greatest gift you can give him after an apology is that you heal and that your ex or separated husband, whoever, heals. And to get him to quote unquote go to counseling, you can't force, you can. He's just going to sit there and have a stare off like Good Will Hunting. You could, after you and your ex or whatever your husband's name is, y'all apologize. You could say, we want to learn how to heal. And we want to learn how to say we're sorry. And we want to learn some better parenting techniques for you. We want to learn how to love you better. Would you be willing to come to these sessions with us so that your voice can be represented in how we can better love you? Because we have absolutely let you down. and you deserved more from that. And you didn't get it up until now. We're owning that, and now we're going to change everything. That's your invitation. If he gets that's what you do to get him to go to counseling, is you invite him to come be a part of helping teach you and the other guy what love actually looks like and feels like, what parenting actually loves and looks and feels like. That's the path forward, Diane. That's the path forward. Love your kid enough. Love your son enough. And stepdad, if you're watching, take all that tough guy energy and all that, take a knee and tell that 15-year-old little boy you're sorry and that this psychological abuse ends now. And then, as I say all the time, he gonna watch you way more than he listens to you. The proof will be not in how much therapy you go to and how much books you read. It'll be how you treat that little boy. Your move.